and enjoy the game right along with us at home. We've got 2 teams ready to play. Let's meet those teams and play our game, starting with the Marauders of Ovid-Elsie High School. They are Will Green, John Furden, the captain is Tom Brenner, and Brock Palin on the end. Their alternates Corey Devereaux and Lauren Hunt. Their advisor is Julie Keck. The Vikings of Everett will be their opponents, and that team is Nick Demarest, Eric White, the captain Brian Lipinski, and Benjamin Hobbs. Their alternates are Archie Soliman and Riza Soliman, and their advisor is Benton Billings. And I will remind the players, we of course talked before we started the show, so you already know, but I'll tell you again, that it's important to win the game. That will automatically advance you, but you also want to score all the points you can, because you'll be seeded based on the scores that you put up in these first-round games. We may bring back the losing team that scores enough as a wild card. Keeping all of that in mind, we begin with the quick 10. 10 toss-up questions. Good luck to all of you. I've got a fairly wordy first question, so listen carefully, players. The quick 10 starts with question 1. If one adds a P to the word rank, one makes prank. What letter must be added to the word hard to make a word meaning fragments of pottery? Tom, Ovid-Elsie.
S.
S for shard, that's right. Question 2. What is the capital of Nepal? Eric Everett.
Kathmandu.
Kathmandu, that's right. Question 3. In the comic book series Archie, what were the names of Archie's 2 girlfriends? Tom, Ovid-Elsie.
Veronica and...
Time. Sorry about that, Tom. Everett, any ideas? Brian?
Veronica and Betty.
Betty was the other one. That's right, for 10. Question 4. In the old days, a record player was called by the name of what trademark? Brian Everett.
Victrola.
Victrola or gramophone, either of those trademarks we'd take. Question 5. Identify the first English play written specifically for children. Benjamin Everett.
Charlotte's Web.
Not Charlotte's Web. No. Ovid-Elsie, anybody want to try? You can't confer. Tom?
Hansel and Gretel.
No, Peter Pan. Peter Pan was the first play written specifically for children. Question 6. After the 18th Amendment created prohibition, which amendment, Tom, Ovid-Elsie?
21st.
Was ready for that one. Repealed it. That's right. Question 7. What are the 2 most populous cities in Russia? Eric Everett.
Moscow and St. Petersburg.
Right. Question 8. In the Disney film, what did Tommy Kirk shoot because of hydrophobia? Nick Everett.
A fish.
Not a fish. No, I'm sorry. Ovid-Elsie, any ideas? Will?
Water.
No, he shot his dog, Old Yeller. Old Yeller. Hydrophobia is rabies. Question 9. Who was our nation's 2nd vice president, remembered for his architectural and... Tom, Ovid-Elsie.
Thomas Jefferson.
Jefferson was. Literary skills and his hobby playing the violin. Question 10. In order to be a U.S. senator, how old must you be? Tom, Ovid-Elsie.
35.
35 is wrong. No, Everett. Eric.
30.
30 is right. That's 10. That's our quick 10. Well, you can tell already we're going to have 2 good teams on our hands. 8 correct answers and some very hard questions in there. Players, now we go to the regular toss-ups for the purpose of answering the bonus questions. So for 10 points and control, here's your toss-up question. Nereid has the most eccentric orbit of any known moon in the solar system. Its distance from its planet can range from less than 1 million to over 6 million miles. Name the planet Nereid orbits. Brian Everett.
Jupiter.
Jupiter is wrong. No. Ovid-Elsie? Tom.
Pluto.
Got to go. No, between the 2 of them. Neptune is the right answer. Neptune. Players, I've got 3 states for you. I arranged the states in the order they received statehood, first to last. And the 3 states are Oklahoma, California, and Nebraska. That's Tom, Ovid-Elsie.
California, Nebraska, Oklahoma.
Right. 10 points. You've got the first control of the bonus category. And your bonus category is chemistry. And Tom, you know this. You've done this before. You're the captain. You'll talk to me after you talk to your teammates. Chemistry. Question 1. If potassium chlorate is decomposed by heating, what gas is released?
Chlorine?
Not chlorine. No, the gas is oxygen is released when potassium chlorate is decomposed by heating. No points there. You stay at 40. You trail by 10. New toss-up for all players. How many even 2-digit numbers are there? Benjamin, Everett.
45.
Right, 10 points, well solved. Tricky one to do in your head. Eastern religion, Everett, is your bonus category. Brian, you've got the captain role down there. You'll give me the answers when you talk to your teammates. Question 1. Sacred cow is an expression derived from a prohibition in what religion against the consumption of beef?
Hinduism.
Hindu is right, 10 points. Next. Over 80% of the world's Hindus live in what country?
India.
India is right for 10. And finally, most of the people in Burma, Sri Lanka, and Laos are followers of which religion? I need your answer.
Sikhism.
Not Sikhism, Buddhism. Buddhism, the right answer. But you got 20 on the category, bringing you to 80. New toss-up for everybody. The tomb of the unknown soldier for the Revolutionary War isn't in Arlington, but in this nearby Virginia city. Name the city. Tom, Ovid-Elsie.
Alexandria.
Alexandria, Virginia is right. 10 points. California cities is your bonus category, Ovid-Elsie. First question. The largest city in the Silicon Valley, it was named after its patron saint, St. Joseph. Name it. I need your answer.
San Jose.
San Jose, St. Joseph. That's exactly right. Next, SeaWorld and the zoo are two of the highlights of what California city?
San Diego.
San Diego Zoo, and the SeaWorld is in San Diego. That's right. Now for 20. The branch of the University of California with the most selective admissions policy is located in what city?
Berkeley.
Berkeley is right. 20 points. You swept the category. You took the lead. And you took us to our first pop quiz. Before we get there, let me quickly caution the audience. I'm hearing just a little bit of murmuring. We don't want to hear that. We want to see how the players are doing without the distractions that we get when we have some whispering going on. We do like that applause, though. You're doing great there. Two-letter combination players, DU, will begin all your correct answers. The letters DU. Very common combination, so it could be lots of possibilities. One-on-one, Will from Ovid-Elsie and Nick from Everett get us started. Any tube, channel, pipe, or other conduit through which water or air is conveyed. Nick.
Duct.
A duct, that's right. Next, the best-known novel of science fiction author Frank Herbert. He wrote the novel Dune, made into a movie a few years back. Finally, the two-word name for the vast area of the southern Great Plains which suffered violent windstorms in the 1930s, Will.
Dust Bowl.
The Dust Bowl, owing to accelerated soil erosion. John from Ovid-Elsie now, Eric from Everett. Questionable or doubtful as to true nature or achievement. Such a distinction would be a dubious one. Dubious or dubitable is also a word. Next. Any leader or dictator, especially the Italian dictator Benito Mussolini. Eric.
Duce.
Duce or Duce, El Duce, that's right. And finally, the American Secretary of State of the 1950s or the Washington, D.C. airport named for him. John?
Dukakis.
No, I'm sorry, that's not right. Eric, any ideas? Don't have it. It's John Foster Dulles. Dulles International Airport is in Washington, D.C. Tom from Ovid-Elsie, Brian from Everett. The 1941 Disney animated feature film about an elephant. Tom, Ovid-Elsie.
Dumbo.
That's right. An elephant that could fly. I got choked up just thinking about it. Second question. The last name shared by the father and son dictators of Haiti, nicknamed Papa Doc and Baby Doc. Tom, Ovid-Elsie.
Ducatello.
No, I'm sorry, that's not right. Brian, any ideas? No. Papa Doc was Francois, Baby Doc Jean-Claude Duvalier. Duvalier, the answer. And our captain's now final question. The moral or legal obligation to carry out, that's Brian this time.
Duty.
Duty is right. 10 points there. Very quick on those buzzers, boys. Brock from Ovid-Elsie and Benjamin from Everett. A specific tax imposed by law on the import or export of goods? Brock?
Duty.
Duty is the word again. That's right. We got you the second time on that one. Second question. The three-word trademarked name for the best known of the fantasy role-playing games. Benjamin.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons is the DU. And finally, a common aquatic bird. Brock.
Duck.
Duck is all I needed. That's right for 10, and that's our pop quiz. We trip them up asking all sorts of really weird, complicated questions, then we ask for a duck. That 10 points gave Ovid-Elsie the lead. Players, we're back to the regular toss-up questions now to get control of the bonuses. Hands on buzzers for this. It might be considered an early protest song, telling us that someone doesn't want to go to war. According to the song, where will I lay down my sword and shield and vow to study war no more? Tom, Ovid-Elsie.
Heaven.
No, I'm sorry. That's not the right answer. Everett, any ideas? People were shaking their heads as I was reading it. It's a tough one, and I wouldn't have helped any if I'd tried to sing it. Down by the Riverside is the name of that one. Now, Down by the Riverside. New toss-up players. The inner ear's cochlea takes its name from the Greek for snail shell because that's what it looks like. But how do you spell cochlea? Brian Everett.
C-O-N-C-H-L-E-A.
No, I'm sorry. That's not a right answer. Ovid-Elsie, any ideas? Tom.
C-O-C-C-L-I-A.
No, you're both all around it. C-O-C-H-L-E-A. C-O-C-H-L-E-A. New toss-up players. Among the ghosts that appeared to him are those of Prince Edward. Tom, Ovid-Elsie.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
No, I'm sorry. That's wrong. Everett, I'll finish it for you. I'll start over, in fact. Remember, you cannot confer. Among the ghosts that appeared to him are those of Prince Edward, Henry IV, and two young princes. Name this Shakespearean king. Brian.
King Lear.
Not King Lear. No, I'm sorry. Richard III was the king. Richard III who saw all those ghosts. We'll take a stop there. We're having some hard times with the toss-ups, having a hard time getting through to the bonuses. We've got two very strong teams, though. Tough material this time. 10-point lead for Ovid-Elsie as we reach halftime in our program. And now is the time where we get a chance to talk to our players individually and find out a little bit about each of them. We start with the Marauders. And Will, you tell us about yourself first. Welcome to the show.
I'm Will from Ovid-Elsie. Play football, basketball, and tennis. And I'm coming to state. So.
All right, and you're here with us today. Well, thank you very much. John, welcome.
My name is John Furden. I'm a senior at Ovid-Elsie High School. After I graduate, I will be attending Michigan State University, and I'd like to say hi to my 5th and 6th hour accounting class and my teacher, Mr. Shimmick.
And I hope every single one of them is watching. John, thank you very much. Tom, welcome.
Hi, my name's Tom Brenner. I'm a senior at Ovid-Elsie High School. I play football, and when I leave high school, I want to be an aerospace engineer.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. And finally, Brock.
Hi, I'm Brock Palin. I'm a junior at Ovid-Elsie High School. I'm on the cross-country team, swim team, and track team, and I would like to study nuclear engineering when I get out of high school.
All right, Brock, thanks very much. Those are your Marauders from Ovid-Elsie High School. You hear a lot of these students naming 3 different sports they play. That's typically one in each of the trimesters of a school year, or seasons of the sports seasons that we have here. The Vikings of Everett now starting with Nick.
My name's Nick Demarest. I'm a junior at Everett High School, and I'm an active member in the yearbook staff and National Honor Society.
All right, Nick, thanks very, very much. Eric, welcome.
I'm Eric White. I'm a junior at Everett High School, and I want to go into a medical profession.
And there's plenty to choose from. Eric, thank you very much. The captain is Brian.
My name's Brian Lipinski. I'm a sophomore, and in the marching band, I play the clarinet, and I'd like to say hi to all my friends.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Finally, Benjamin.
I'm Ben Hobbs. I'm a senior. I write computer games, and I am currently talking to Nintendo to try to get some of their language code.
Oh, very interesting. You can do some fun stuff with that. Thanks very much, Benjamin. The Vikings of Everett High School. And players, let's do our second half game. We've got the audio category coming up in just a second. First, you've got to get control. We were having some problem with that late in the first half. We'll see how you fare with these now, though. New toss-up for all players. Try to get control. Founded by the Romans as Aquae Sulis, A-Q-U-A-E-S-U-L-I-S, this British city is still a popular health and holiday Tom Ovid-Elsie.
Bath.
Bath is right. 10 points, you've got it. And it is audio time. We've got some audio for you to listen to, and then we'll have a question or sets of questions, hopefully all three of them for you. Let's listen to our audio, then we'll ask you the questions. Listen carefully to this.
I was able to receive a succession of 3 clicks corresponding to the 3 dots of the letter F launched by a Morse key into space at Paul in Cornwall on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean.
That was difficult to make out, but when I give you the question, I think it'll come into focus for you. Question 1 now. The man you heard speaking transmitted the first transatlantic radio signal in 1901. For 10 points, who was he? I need your answer.
Marconi.
I'm sorry, no, you were very close to it. It's Marconi with an N. You said Marconi with an L. I'm sorry, I can't give you that. You almost had it. You had the right idea. That was actually the voice of Marconi. We can't give any points for that. You'll stay at 140. You lead by 10. New toss-up for all players. 1790's Reflections on the Revolution in France is a major work by which British statesman and thinker? Tom Ovid-Elsie.
Locke.
Not Locke. No, I'm sorry. Everett, anybody want to try? It's Burke. Edmund Burke is the right answer. New toss-up, players. Multiple choice coming up, players. Gastronomy is the art of which of the following? Foretelling the future, observing the weather patterns, enjoying fine food, or cave painting? Benjamin Everett.
Enjoying fine food.
That's exactly right. That's gastronomy. Gastronomic delights. Back into a regular bonus category, Everett. It is composers. Would have made an appropriate music audio one. First question in composers for Everett. Whose ragtime hits were instrumental in popularizing the player piano? I need your answer.
Sousa?
Not Sousa. No, Sousa you associate with marching bands. Scott Joplin you associate with ragtime. No points on that one. You have 130. We have a new toss-up for all players. The Australian Aborigines have found an inventive way to make their favorite musical instrument, a wind instrument called the Will Ovid-Elsie.
Didgeridoo.
That's what you were going to say, but that's not the right answer. Everett, I'll start over for you. The Australian Aborigines have found an inventive way to make their favorite musical instrument, a wind instrument called the didgeridoo. They bury a long eucalyptus branch in the ground, and when they dig it up, it's hollowed out. What happened? No conferring. Benjamin.
The animals in the soil ate the middle of the plant.
I need a more specific answer.
Decomposition?
No, you went a different way with it. It's an animal, but specifically termites. I wanted termites bored out the center of the eucalyptus branch. Sorry, no points there. We have to go to our pop quiz now, one-on-one action. Having a hard time breaking through to the answers here, but I'm sure we'll do well with the pop quiz. 120 points on the line, players. Your 3-letter combination is L-I-N. L-I-N begins all your correct responses. Will from Ovid-Elsie and Nick from Everett will get us started. L-I-N. To remain or stay on in a place longer than is usual or will.
Linger.
To linger. Got that one just ahead of Nick. Next. The jargon or slang of a will.
Lingo.
Lingo of a particular field, occupation, or group of people. And finally, one of the rings or separate pieces of which a
link.
Of which a chain is composed. All three of those, Will. Nicely done. John from Ovid-Elsie, Eric from Everett. Fabric woven, John.
Linen.
Very nicely done. Good anticipation from Flax Yarns. Next, a semi-liquid preparation for rubbing onto the skin, usually to soothe sprains or bruises. Oh, I think some of your teammates wanted that one. Liniment. Liniment is the answer. Final question for John and for Eric. The first person from America's Republican political party Eric?
Lincoln.
To be elected president. Abraham Lincoln is right. Tom from Ovid-Elsie and Brian from Everett. Underwear and other items of intimate apparel. Brian.
Lingerie.
Lingerie. Very quickly beating Tom to that one. Next. A hard washable floor covering for... Tom.
Linoleum.
Very good anticipation. I had a lot more to read about that one, but you're right. Final question. The contemplative brother of Lucy Van Pelt in, Brian.
Linus.
In the Peanuts comic strips. Nicely done. Brock from Ovid-Elsie and Benjamin from Everett. Minute shreds or ravelings of yarn, thread, or fluff, especially that, Brock.
Lint.
Especially that which collects on clothing. That's right. Next. In genealogy, a tracing of descent or Benjamin.
Lineage.
Lineage, that's right. Tracing of descent or ancestry. And final question. The man who made the first solo non-stop flight, Brock.
Lindbergh.
Across the Atlantic. Of course, it's Lindbergh. That's our pop quiz. Players, the next time we go to the fanfare, we go to the lightning round, the last 60 seconds of our game. Still time to get a few more general toss-ups in, including this one for 10 points. Name either one of the two philosophers who are considered by most historians to be the co-founders of modern philosophy. Brian Everett.
Socrates.
Socrates is not right. No, I'm sorry. Ovid-Elsie. Any ideas? Tom?
Descartes.
Descartes is one of them. Francis Bacon, the other. Modern philosophy. 20th century, your bonus category, Ovid-Elsie. First question. What type of bomb sparked the use of the term thermonuclear during the Cold War?
Hydrogen bomb.
Hydrogen is right. 10 points. Next. What archipelago lost an estimated 1 million of its citizens in the war against Japan from 1941 to 1945?
Philippines.
The Philippines is right, finally, for 20 points. What were the Viet Minh called when they crossed into South Vietnam?
Viet Cong.
Viet Cong is right. 20 points, and you swept a category. I think the first sweep of the game. Big lead now, but still time. New toss-up for all players. If I left Hawaii and sailed due east, in what country would I make my first... Eric Everett.
Mexico.
Mexico is where I would make my first landfall. That is exactly right. American history is your bonus category, Everett. You need these to get closer. First, name any one year during the life of Aaron Burr. I need your answer.
1790.
1790 is right in the middle. 1756 to 1836. Nicely done. Next, which state contained the northernmost point in the Confederacy? I need your answer.
Virginia.
Virginia is right for 10. And now for 20. In what city did the Constitutional Convention meet?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is right for 20 points. You got that category right back. And a nice time to do it. Each team taking a full complement of questions as we get to the end. It's still very, very close. Players, the last 60 seconds of the game. Listen carefully as I explain. Nothing but toss-up questions. We take a look at the scores. We see Ovid-Elsie at 260, Everett at 240 points. 10 points when you're right. But now, if you give me a wrong answer, we're going to take 10 points away. We don't take the time to repeat the question. No jumping in a second time. We just move on to the next question. The 60-second timer is set, and the lightning round begins now. Horseback riding, fencing, target shooting, swimming, and cross-country running make up what Olympic event? Nick?
The decathlon.
No, wrong. What month was named for the Latin word for 10? Benjamin?
December.
Right. How many zeros are there in a trillion? Nick?
12.
Right. Who commanded the Union fleet at the Battle of Mobile Bay? Tom?
Farragut.
Right. What city did the Tarquins rule from 616 to 510 BC? Time. A beautiful mountain called Sugarloaf Mountain attracts many visitors to what south? Tom?
Mackinac Island.
Wrong. A section of a canal closed off with gates and which in a ship may be raised? Tom?
Lock.
Right. Which Scandinavian country managed to maintain neutrality?
Sweden.
Sweden is right. What is another name for a circular graph? Benjamin?
Parabola.
Wrong. What mathematical symbol resembles a period? Time is up. Nick, it's too late. It wouldn't have mattered. Ovid-Elsie, you've held on to win the game. Sugarloaf Mountain is in what South American city was the rest of that question? Rio de Janeiro. The Tarquins ruled Rome in the 5th century BC. Pie graph or pie chart is the circular graph. And I was going to say, I asked, as a matter of fact, I got the question out. Mathematical symbol resembles a period, a decimal point, or a multiplication sign in some cases. Either one of those, but it was a little bit too late. Everett, it was a great game. I'm sorry it didn't work out better for you. You're a fine team. I'm sure you'll do much better in other competitions you do throughout the year. You gave us a great contest. Let's have a hand for the Vikings of Everett High School. A very strong team. They'll do well in the future, I'm sure. The Marauders of Ovid-Elsie are our winners today. Congratulations, gentlemen. We will see you back in the second half of our season. The Marauders of Ovid-Elsie High School. That will do it for us. Don't forget, we're on the web at www.wkar.org. You can watch this on streaming video. It's very, very exciting. Next time here on the program, Pewamo, Westphalia, and Concord will face off. Thank you for joining us on television. And for all of us, I'm Matt Ottinger. Enjoy.
Production of Quizbusters is made possible in part by Consumers Energy, building Michigan's future by supporting excellence in education. Consumers Energy, count on us. And by viewers like you. Book scholarship awards and reference materials for Quizbusters are provided by the MSU Bookstore, located on the campus of Michigan State University. For more information about Quizbusters or any of WKAR's locally produced series or specials, visit our website at WKAR.org.
WKAR.org.